Okay. First of all, let's say thanks to our God Almighty in heaven, Lord of the universe, for the one the worship and for the one that's for help, so we can live happily on the earth and the hereafter. And I don't forget to convey my thanks to our lecturer who has given us this opportunity to give such speech presentation about plant disease symptoms in front of you all. Okay. As for our group members, my name is Yessica Delarosa.
My name is Fadila Nur Hidayah.
My name is Inayati Jannah.
My name is Elvyna Damayanti Sihombing.
My name is Nurul Annisa.
My name is Jaka Sandra.
My name is Rayswara Rahmadanti.
Okay. Plant disease. Plant disease and the large population of pathogens have become a big problem, especially in efforts to increase food production and improve environmental quality. Agricultural business since the implementation of the Industrial Revolution has always been inseparable from the disturbance of organisms that are very unexpected. The use of chemicals in every practice of crop cultivation has disrupted and changed the balance of the ecosystem, which in turn made the resilience of agrosystems in supporting crop production to be unstable. Disruption of pests and disease-causing pathogens not only reduces the quantity and quality of harvests, but also often cause fuso and even affects the food supply systems in almost all parts of the world. Like the attack of pest organisms, the attack of pathogens can also start from the seed germination phase until the planting. In the disturbance of plants by pest organisms is dominated by groups of insects and experts. Nematodes are also considered as pathogens that cause plant disease. By referring to the concept that nematodes are animals, some experts include nematodes as pests. Meanwhile, some other experts include nematodes are disease-causing pathogens based on the symptoms they cause, but the organisms or signs of attack themselves are not visible or microscopic. In this paper, the author will examine the symptoms of disease in plants accompanied by pictures of symptoms to be better understand the disease that arise in plants. Next.
Symptoms of necrotic disease. Symptoms of necrotic disease. Necrotic is damage or death of plant cells, tissues, or organs caused by pathogen. Necrotic symptoms include A. Plague, namely the repeated of all members of the plant body or larger part of the leaf, including the leaf bones, due to pathogenic activity, usually in the form of spots that are larger than the spot. Blight is divided into two, namely one lead blight, which is rotten spot on tubers or certain parts of plants caused by the fungus Phytophthora. Example, lead blight Phytophthora infestans, the berry. Two early blight, namely ring or concentric spots caused by fungus Ardenaria spp. B. Scorch or burn is a leaf that shows rapid death and cover a wide and irregular area, especially at the edge. The symptom occur suddenly. The resulting necrotic spot have an uncertain shape. Example: plants that experience drought, temperatures that are to hide or because of the presence of harmful chemicals. 2. Blast is the rapid death of the shoot or inflorescence. An example of blast is in rice caused by the pathogenic Ficularia oryzae. G. Dry root or bark root is found on the bark caused by fungi. Or if callus tissue is formed on the edge of the infected area, it will form cancer. Example of cacao plants affected by the fungus Collectricum gliosporidodes. A. Wet root is damage or death of plant tissues that cause the tissue to be slimy and wet. The spot do not have a special shape included in this symptom. Symptom caused by fungi, nematodes, and virus will produce rot, and damping of. Example of carrot tubers, cabbage leaves that are attacked by bacterium Elvyna carotovora. Next.
Fadila.
Short holes is a symptom when the tissue collapses from the leaf in the necrotic spot, resulting in holes in the spot. For example, rubber leaves, they are attacked by the fungus Helminthosporium hiv. Soybean leaves attacked by Pseudomonas stringent PV. Glycania bacteria. Chlorosis is a description of chloroplatis causing yellow of plants part which are usually green. Often, the symptoms precedes the symptoms of necrosis. The chlorosis surrounding the necrotic spot is called a halo. When this chlorosis is uniform and present in the leaves of a plant, it is called systemic chlorosis. For example, corn leaf, they are attacked by the fungus Sclerospora maedis, and tobacco plants, they are defined in N or Mg elements. Next. Withering or dry. The loss of leaves followed by drying of stems and shoots due to disturbances in the transport bundle or damage to the roots so that the evaporation process becomes unbalanced with the transport of water. For example, banana plants attacked by the fungus Fusarium oxysporum, plants of peanuts, potatoes, bananas, tobacco, or tomatoes. They are attacked by Pseudomonas solaniculum bacteria. And next, cancer, the death of woody plant skin tissue such as roots, stems, and branches. Furthermore, the dead skin tissue dries up, is well defined thickness and cracks. Finally, the part collapses so that part of the wood is visible. At the edges of this once callous tissue development For example, A. The stem of Dalbergeria latifolia or sonorifid, which was attacked by the fungus Phoma sp. B. Stem cotton branch attacked by Xanthomonas campestris PV malvarium bacteria. C. Citrus stem fruits leaf attacked by Xanthomonas campestris PV citri. And D. Rubber tapping field attacked by the fungus Phytophthora palmifera. Next.
Damping off is the fall of young plant seedlings due to rapid decay of the base of the stem. Based on the time of occurrence in relation to the emergence of seedlings above the soil surface. These symptoms can be divided into two, namely permanent damping of the decay occurs before the seedlings appear above the soil surface, while decay occurs after the seedlings appears above the soil surface, called post-emergence damping off. Example, tobacco seedlings attacked by the fungus Pitinium sp. Exudations, the occurrence of expulsion of fluid from a plant due to the size. Based on the fluid release, several terms are known, namely A. Gamoecious, the release of gum or blindox from the plant, for example, citrus stems that are attacked by Diplodia natalensis. B. Chlorosis, the release of latex from the plant, for example, rubber stem or branches that are attacked by the fungus Cortesium salmonicolorupus. C. Resinoncious, the release of resins or resin from the inside of the plant. Debags is the depth of a twig or branch that start from the tips and attend to the base. Example, coffee plants attacked by the fungus Rhizotonia sp. Citrus plant attacked by the fungus Chlorosis Golsporioides. Next. Hydrosis. Before the cell die, usually the part first look wet. This is because cell water leaves the cells. Example, soybean leaf attacked by Pseudomonas syringae bacteria. And the last, mildew, i.e. the leaves have white, gray, black ash, flour, for example, powdery mildew and downy mildew.
B. Hypoplastic disease. Hypoplasy is a symptom caused due to inhibition or cessation of cell growth, slow cell development, inhibition in the size and color of the part. Example, chlorosis, dwarfness, etiolation, change in symmetry, and rosette. Their symptoms are divided into the following. 1. Dull or sudden growth of plant parts, so the size is smaller than usual. 2. Chlorosis, i.e. the microchlorophyll causes yellowing of parts that are usually green. And 3. Ethylation, the symptom indicated by plants that become pale, grow elongated, and have narrow leaves. 4. Resetting. Next. A. Dull or atrophy. Soreness or atrophy is a habitual symptom caused by standard growth so that its size becomes smaller than usual. Usually, this happens because of the very tiny competition for nutrients so that the plants will become standard. For example, plants that are close apart. B. Chlorosis. Chlorosis are due to inhibition of chlorophyll formation so that green plants turn yellow or pale in various partners, namely mosaic. The yellow part is only localized. For example, tobacco leaf attacked by tobacco mosaic virus. And fine binding, the gram part is only around the left bone. For example, CVPD or citrus pine column degeneration, disease in orange, and fine cleaning. The yellow part is only around the left bone. For example, it is biases in orange. So if the left experience chlorosis, the left are no longer green but yellow, red, or the colors depending on the accessory pigment the after.
C. Ethylation. Ethylation is very fast plant condition of the plant from the levels are small and the plant look poly. Symptoms of the ethylation occur in the absence of sunlight. Chloroplast, chloroplast that are not exposed to the sun are shelled ectoplasm. Ectoplasm level that are too much cause the plant to turn yellow. In this case, the hormone auxin work well because the plant is not exposed to light. Vegetation is not of the ground in soreness is plant that like sunlight. The excessive activation of the auxin causes the system the only grow eventually grow lengthwise without lateral grow seed grow that makes the stem have a gherkin. The latter is to support the weight of the body at the top. If epitheliation occurs, the system becomes fused then and so that the transfer of the nutrients between plant organ does not work well. In vegetation, due to lack of like photosynthesis, does not take place properly. So there is no energy that plant can produce to carry out optimal growth activities. In the world of agriculture, vegetation must be avoided so that the result obtained are optimal. Therefore, sunlight is needed by plant to be able to carry out photosynthesis, especially green plant. Is plant like sunlight, then the plant can look color and the color of the plant is yellowish vegetation. In spore, sunlight can actively inhibit the growth process. D. Rosette. Rosette is the inhibition of the growth of the internodia of the stem, but the formation of the leaves is not inhibited. As a result, the leaves are distracted to from argument. E. Symmetry change. Changes in the symmetry are ground in inhibition in quotation parts that are not accompanied by obstacles in the front, causing a depreciation of shape. C. Symptom of hyperplastic disease. Hyperplastic symptoms are symptoms caused by cell growth that is more than usual overdevelopment. System of the hyperplastic as depicted as follows. 1. Rolling or curling, namely live roll symptom or curling symptom caused by unbalanced growth of leaf part. 2. Loss. This event is concentrate. A symptom of the disease is caused prematurely and a greater number than usual. 3. Color changes, namely color changes that are not chlorosis. For example, sick levels change color to publish because the from antagonist.
A. Leaf roll. Leaf roll is the rolling of leaves relative to the ability to adjust the transpiration rate to maintain a high leaf water potential when there is a shortage of water. Leaf curl causes the surface area of the unprotected leaf to be smaller so that transpiration decreases. B. Fallout. Leaf fall or premature leaf loss caused by nutrition. Nutritional factors provide full contribution in terms of providing food supply to plants. If there are quite a few nutrients in the form of nutrients, it will certainly affect the overall plant's metabolic process. Macro and micronutrients are so important for plants that if they are not supplied properly, plants will suffer from nutrition deficiency. D. Discoloration. Color change, namely the leaves experience a change in color due to change in the pigment content in the leaves. In this study, leaf color changes were observed through change in chlorophyll content because, in general, leaf chlorophyll decreases in number when the leaves change color. Conclusion: plant disease and the large population of pathogens have become a big problem, especially in effort to increase food production and improve environmental quality. Agricultural business since the implementation of the industrial revolution has always been inseparable from the disturbance of organisms that are very unexpected. There are three types of plant disease and their symptoms, namely necrotic with symptom of blight, burning, blast, dry root and wet root, perforation, drying, wilting, cancer, dumping of exudation, timidity, hydrosis and mildew, hypoplastic with symptom of Duanfims, chlorosis, etiolation, and swirling, then hyperplastic when symptom of curling or falling of the discoloration.
Okay, I think that's all about our presentation. Thank you so much for your attention and goodbye.